Do you want the bread of life? In John chapter 6, Jesus is with the disciples, and there's a crowd of 5,000 men, and they're getting hungry. With all the women and children, there's way more than that. So one of the disciples is saying, how can we feed them? It would cost too much money. So Jesus takes 5 barley loaves of bread and 2 fish and feeds them all. There's 12 baskets leftovers. People are amazed. Perhaps this is showing the abundance that comes in a life with Jesus. Maybe it represents the 12 tribes. To some, they decided to make Jesus king by force. So Jesus withdraws to a mountain. The disciples head off on a boat to Capernaum, and Jesus catches up to them, walking on water. I'm actually here at Lady Bird Lake near downtown Austin, also known as Town Lake, for those who've lived here a long time. It says he walked on water for 3 to 4 miles to catch up. They didn't even want to let him in the boat. They didn't recognize them. They were scared. So he says, "It's me. Don't be afraid." Well, the people show up. They find him. And Jesus realizes there are many there with their own agenda. Some want to make him king by force, but some are just there to watch miracles happen. Some are just there for free food. And so he tells them, I am the bread of life. If you come to me, you'll never be hungry again. Obviously talking about a spiritual food. And then he does something really interesting. He says, to have eternal life, you must eat of my flesh and drink of my blood. Now, obviously, he's referencing what we now know as communion, the Lord's Supper. It's symbolic of his death on the cross. But some of these looky-loos just thought he was crazy and disappeared, no longer following him. But those who had a pure heart, other than Judas, stayed. And Jesus says, why are you still here? And Peter says, where else would we go? You have the words